the Mustache and the Beard.com. Two great geeks.
Changing the world, one post at a time.
Yeah, very excited. Our third year of doing the Mustache and the Beard.
Yes, and we're going to keep on doing it until we get it right.
My name is Louis Matos. I am the Mustache, and as always, I'm here with my best buddy,
Junior Figueroa, a.k.a. The Beard, coming to you live, because we ain't dead, coming to you live from sunny Puerto Rico. And today it is sunny.
Yes. I always worry when you say live, because we ain't dead, and I'm saying to myself, man, I hope we last another day.
It will be a hell of a thing for at that instant for us to drop dead.
All right. What are red capers? This is red capers number 60.
Right.
And it's our #1 video for the year for our new.
That's right. Our first video for the new year.
So it's red capers are generally recap videos.
Recap. Yes, we recap what happened in the past, give you a preview to what's coming up.
Yes, and we just finished our Remember September, and we're just starting Geektoberfest for our third year in a row.
Yay! And
horror.
And we started with Geektoberfest.
Yes.
That was our first thing.
Yeah. Now it's different. Now it's all horror. We want to have Horror Month, and we're both excited for it.
Yes, I'm psyched. Are you psyched?
I'm totally psyched.
I'm psyched.
All right, now, as always on these videos, we start with the month that was.
The month that was.
Yeah, so remember September was our nostalgia month. We had a lot of stuff that we wanted to do and accomplished some of it. Respectful Real Review number 17 was the first post after the Red Capers number 59. In the Respectful Real Review number 17, I did Escape from New York, 1981.
1981.
John Carpenter's
Escape from New York.
Yes. Absolutely, Snake Plissken.
I love that movie.
Yeah, there's something about that movie. And a lot of people responded to it that they love that movie. With a lot of Halloween alumni because Adrienne Barbeau, he married her. I would marry those two.
Talk about luck.
All right, so that was our first post. Then after that, we had Star Trek Day, September 8th.
Yay!
Celebrated Star Trek Day.
Star Trek Day.
Yeah. We had a couple of holidays this month. So,
yeah.
Star Trek Day, I posted the top 5 Star Trek episodes, my top 5, and then I had another 5 that were like honorable mentions.
It's hard to pick.
It's hard
to pick.
Although, my top 5 are a lot of people's top 5 or, some variation thereof. But generally, Arena, Let This Be Your Last Battlefield, Devil in the Dark, Menagerie, A Tale of Armageddon, Mirror Mirror, Spacey, Journey to Babel, Trouble with Tribbles, and City on the Edge of Forever are generally a lot of people's. I know one person mentioned A Piece of the Action.
Piece of the Action.
Which
I said Conscience of the King.
Yes, so yeah, there are little variations there, but listen, a lot of people are fans of the classic Star Trek.
And there's so much to be a fan of.
Yes. And, not to say that everything they did was perfect, but, a lot of them were. All right. And then you posted Deadlier Than the Male was your review with Bulldog, Drummond, Elkie Summer.
Well, did you see that in her undies? The picture that I posted in her undies?
Those eyes.
Oh my God. That smile. Here she's supposed to be the bad guy. and she smiles, and you're like, yeah, go ahead, kill him.
Yeah, no, nothing bad about that.
That's okay. I'm on your side.
Yeah, there was, of course, Lawrence Naismith, which is another one that we've seen in other movies. Nigel Green.
Matter of fact, they team up again. Elkie Summers and Nigel Green for the Wrecking Crew. Matt Helm will be the Wrecking Crew.
But this is not a secret agent movie.
It's not.
I know you.
It's not.
You voiced that a lot.
It's like if you Google list 60s secret agent movies, Deadlier Than the Mail will appear, right? You go on IMDb, and they even say a British agent, he's not he's an insurance investigator.
Or an insurance agent. That's why,
and so he's not an agent, and it's no secret. Everybody knows he's an insurance. He's not out working undercover or anything.
Yeah.
So where's the secret agent part? Granted that they were trying to emulate the
whole
James
thing,
Bond
the
movie.
cool,
Yes,
the smooth,
his
the
hard,
women.
his being a playboy, martial arts, and all that. But the fact that is, he's not a secret agent.
So yeah, Deadlier Than the Mail, not a secret agent movie.
But it's a good movie.
But it's a good movie. So then after Deadlier Than the Mail, we were talking, you and I, about how much I was enjoying the Ian Fleming James Bond books.
Yeah.
Right, so my first reading sanctum for the month was Ian Fleming's James Bond, written and published in 1953. So I find myself very apologetic, having to be an apologist for the fact that these books were written in a time period where racism was not...
They're not politically correct according to us today.
Right, so a lot of people who, a modern audience reading it will say, oh, well, he slings that word around a lot, the N-word. Well, at that time it wasn't such a negative. Mm-hmm. So James Bond, written, published 1953, Casino Royale, Live and Let Die, Diamonds Are Forever, and Moonraker are the first four of the books. So I talk about the first four of the books. I love them all because I can be, I could be discerning and say, well, that was in that time.
Well, it's like if you read The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. His style and what he's describing and how the people feel about things is reflective of that time. Or Sherlock Holmes, if you read Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, it's reflective of that time. You have to take things with a grain of salt.
Right, so I was and I've told you this, that I enjoyed Live and Let Die and Moonraker a little more than the other two, simply because the move, I could see the cinematic way that he's describing these things. And, having the movies to go back and refer, I was like, oh, that wasn't in the movie.
No.
But, great. But don't mess with my stuff and say, he uses the N-word too much. I'm telling you, if you're gonna be, pissing on my James Bond, then don't read it. All right. And then September 18th, another celebration holiday, Batman Day.
Batman Day.
Yeah, so in September we have those two holidays, geek holidays, right? Mm-hmm. You have Star Trek Day and Batman Day.
So next year we're going to do Star Trek meets Batman.
I think there might be a comic book.
If not, we should write it.
All right, so Batman Day, I put out Red Rain, the trade paperback, which I had said that I wanted to cover. Doug Mensch, the writer, Kelly Jones, the penciler, the tone and mood of and you should see those pictures. Those pictures, listen, and even the inker, Malcolm Jones, really great stuff. The storyline is an Elseworld story, so when somebody says, well, who wins? I'm like, you can't really, first off, I don't want to spoil it.
Right.
And then on top of that, it's an Elseworld story, so someone could possibly die. It's
Right.
But there's a trilogy, so yeah, nobody knows. All right, so and I do eventually want to cover the other 2 trade paperbacks. Then we did our star, number 14, Willow, 1988.
Willow!
Yeah, Warwick Davis, Val Kilmer, Joanne Whalley.
Wow.
George Lucas, Ron Howard, and ILM in the start of Incredible Industrial Light and Magic.
And this is what happens when they won't let you do Lord of the Rings.
You do your own.
I gotta give it to George Lucas because they didn't let him do Flash Gordon. We got Star Wars. They didn't let him do Lord of the Rings. We got Willow. Yeah, maybe the trick was to keep stopping him.
Yeah, tell him no.
Tell him no.
Okay. And so Lucas Ranch was a thing, and listen, I enjoyed our video. You should watch it if you haven't. So then after that was my Respectful Real Review number 18 of The Golden Child, 1986, with Eddie Murphy, Charlotte Lewis,
Charles Dance,
Victor Wong. Yes, Charles Dance is a great villain. And J.L. Reet is the golden child, who actually is a girl.
Yeah.
She's a bald-headed girl for this movie, but listen, when they showed her grown up, and
she's hot.
She's pretty cute. And she remained friends with Eddie Murphy.
Really? Oh, that's nice.
Something special about this movie is that it not only is a spiritual movie, but also here in this movie, the character played by Eddie Murphy is a good guy.
Yeah.
He's just he's an investigator looking for lost children. It's like
that's his specialty.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So
and he's wisecracker. He's a wise ass,
right.
But he's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's not mean about the jokes. Like in the cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop. In Beverly Hills Cop, he's a wisecracker, but he's mean. He's mean he's a cop. Good movie. Then I went back to Reading Sanctum 15B, where I did Ian Fleming's James Bond, From Russia with Love, Dr. No, Goldfinger, and For Your Eyes Only, which are the next 4 books. Yeah, now I can't call them novels because the last one, For Your Eyes Only, is a short story collection of five novellas. Loved them all. All of those were 4 and above, 4 grade Ds. So the weakest one was, of course, the story collection, but that's because they're always uneven, But but I love the insight because even in one of the stories, James Bond isn't even on a mission. So great. I'm enjoying my love of the James Bond books. So don't piss on my books. All right, and last but not least was our Blogiversary video.
Yay!
Where we had our top 50 spacefaring vehicles.
Yay!
We told stories. We ate cake
and chips.
And told jokes.
Smoked cigars.
And that avocado salsa.
We had Romulan chips and Klingon dip.
Awesome. All right, and so now we've come to that part in our program where...
What part is that?
The part where we say thank you to the people that follow us.
Yes.
And you get to be even more obnoxious than you usually are.
Oh, God. Lord, give me patience. In other words, we have our shout-outs!
And this is how we say thanks.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about
The month that will be.
the month that will be.
But first, let's talk about Geektoberfest is Geektoberfest. And we should have a teaser trailer right here. So,
From our PPPs?
our PPPs.
Our
They
Peerless
did a-
Production people.
They did a teaser trailer.
Yay! Let's watch it.
Yes. Okay, so the month to come will be Geektoberfest. It's our horror month.
Horror.
All right, so
What was it that this show? Chiller.
yes, the chiller. Oh, if our PPPs can find that
Oh my.
and put that right there on the
Chiller.
C H. so we have a number of videos that we want to try and do.
Yes.
We have at least 4 videos that we want to try, right?
Right.
This one.
This one. Red capers.
Right, and we want to do 2 campies.
So we're going to do 2 campies.
The one that we want to do is the Class of Dracula.
Class of Dracula. 3 classic Dracula movies.
Yes.
That we recommend.
1931 Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
That's right. Of course.
And in the Legends collection, they have the 1931 Spanish Dracula.
That was made at the exact same time.
Using the same sets.
Same sets and everything.
The actor that was Dracula was Carlos Villarreal. So that one, we're looking forward to that. And the paradigm shift is that there never were 2 movies filmed at exactly the same time, with the exact same sets,
exact same story,
exact same place. So
yes,
excellent.
Remember that always is that they take the original and they dub it. Right? In this case, they did 2 versions of Dracula, one in English, one in Spanish, made at the same time.
And in fact, the director from Spain would watch Todd Browning's directing and say, well, I want to take that. Todd Browning's Dracula is an hour and 15 minutes at most. And the Spanish Dracula is an hour and 45 minutes at least. So yeah, those Spanish people just don't shut up.
They're long-winded, boy.
Shut up.
The Hispanics are long-winded.
Damn them.
Damn them.
It's a good thing that the audience loves us. All right. Dracula 1958, which is the first Hammer Dracula.
Christopher Lee.
Yes, Christopher Lee.
My God, as a kid, I loved those Hammer Dracula movies.
Yes, I know it had nothing to do with the voluptuous women.
There were voluptuous women? You mean like Caroline Monroe?
Oh my God.
Oh, baby.
All right. And then we also wanted, the other campy that we want to do is classic horror class, which has The Birds.
Right, The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Monster from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black
Lagoon. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. And Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Booty Snatchers.
No wonder we have a reputation as 2 old pervs. And then our third video will be the fourth video will be the House of Whispers nomination.
Right, our Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Don't forget, we have a Hall of Fame.
That you vote on the people.
You vote on it.
I mean, we do the nominations, and you vote on our nominations. At least 10 categories, maybe 12 this year.
Right.
But
yes. This is our 3rd time doing this.
Yeah. We expect you to vote. Please vote. Okay, Beard, I know that we have a lot of stuff planned. Those are just the videos.
Yeah.
But you're going to be writing some posts.
Right.
And so tell me, yes.
I'm going to be writing Yes, I'm going to be writing.
Because your laptop is working now.
My laptop is working, and I not only is my laptop working, but I got WordPress. I got I forgot what it's called. Anyway, I have the
thing.
The thing. Yeah. I can actually write. I couldn't before. So yes, and I'm psyched. I'm looking forward. I have a couple of things that I definitely going to do, and I also have some stuff in mind that I would like to do before the month is over. So the things that I'm definitely going to do, I'm definitely going to write a review on Gene Roddenberry's Spectre. This is 1974, I believe. It stars Robert Culp and Gig Young, and it is a supernatural mystery horror, right? It's got monsters in it. and it was a pilot for a series that didn't sell. Basically, it's the idea of two criminologists, very, very similar to, on purpose, very similar to Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, who come to discover that there is a supernatural origin to crimes, to crimes, for example, like the Manson family and things like that. So they become authorities on the occult, and so now their adventures are occult mysteries. And this is their first adventure. It's a shame that it didn't go to series. It is a really, I mean, Gene Roddenberry. It's a really, really fun movie. And it's funny because I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I like Robert Culp and I like Dick Young, but man, the way this thing was written, I would love to have seen Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelly playing these. It would have been outstanding.
Oh,
to have
the constant rapport.
And yeah, because a lot of the banter that we see on Star Trek between Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelly, it is similar to these two characters, the way they go at each other, and I was like, oh my God, and the thing is, Leonard Nimoy played Sherlock Holmes on Broadway. Okay, wow. Yeah, so I could have seen him. I could see him do this part, and I could see DeForest Kelly, another doctor. You know, I could. Oh my! It probably, if they had cast it that way, it probably would have gone to series. Anyway, so on that, I'm doing that, and I also want to do a review of them.
The giant ants.
Yes.
1950s.
James Arness. What's the other guy? That is his name now. Anyway, James Arness, The Giant Ants. 1954, I believe, is this movie. I love this movie. Oh man, do I love it. And this heralded all the giant insect movies of the 1950s, but none of them were as good as this one. So I'm going to do a review on those two at least.
Okay.
The rest will be, if I get to do more, it'll be a surprise because I love them.
Surprise! All right, so that's what you want to do.
Neither am I. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Not what I want to do. Okay. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
God willing.
Exactly. You got
God willing.
Some of the things I want to try and do is I definitely want to do a book review. Of course, my reading sanctum will be on the 3 Howling books by Gary Brandner. The Howling was, a great movie.
We went to see it.
Yeah, it was a fun movie, and but the books themselves, they're short books, but they collected all 3 of them. The first 2 books have the same characters, and then like the 3rd book is like, it's weird, but I like them. I really want to talk about them, so look to that. So the Howling collection, and written by Gary Brandner for my reading sanctum for the month. And I also want to do some reading reviews. Some writing the movie reviews. I have already seen Sorority Row, so right. I'm not. Yes.
Right, you were watching it the other night.
I watched it last night. It's not like the classic Sorority Row,
right.
But the actresses are, really, really pretty. God bless them. So so I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about some Hammer movies. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to write a review of Kiss of the Vampire, and I'm going to leave it at that because there are some other ones I want to cover. But I'm just going to. We could, talk forever about Hammer. I don't think we've talked enough about.
I agree. I don't think we've talked enough about Hammer films.
Yeah. And so I'm leaving it there. We have some great things. Listen, there's a point in my mind where I said we should write a movie review a day. But we know how that
why? Because that means that you will have to watch a movie a day.
Movie a day and then write about it the following day. So the movie that you watched was for the following day. And so it was, but listen, it's not like it would be that big a stretch for us. It's just, with Puerto Rico, you can't just say, I can't guarantee that I would be able to post simply because you can't get electricity.
The electricity goes, the Wi-Fi goes.
Today we have Wi-Fi, we don't have Facebook.
I don't have water. I haven't had water for 2 days.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. I haven't had water for 2 days. If it ain't the water, it's the power. If it ain't the power, it's the Wi-Fi. If it ain't the Wi-Fi, today it's Facebook. Or we're having a thunderstorm.
Yeah. All right. So there are challenges here in Puerto Rico, but we love it. I mean, it's beautiful, and yes, it's hot.
I love it when I'm at the beach.
That's about it. I know why. And it ain't even the sand and the water. It's both combined. The two things combined.
Two things.
All right. Enough. All right. So now we've done everything that we needed to do for today.
I was teased you with what's coming up.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. So now I'm gonna ask, like always. I always ask you for a wise missive.
Right.
Do you have a wise missive?
Do you have a joke?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I have a wise missive, but if you had a joke, I would rather go with the joke. I have food for thought. Okay.
I like food.
Yeah, very serious. If your wife or your girlfriend comes up to you and says, "I love you," and your response is, "I love everybody," now that may be the truth, right? But at that moment, it's inappropriate. It's hurtful. You're hurting the other person by saying that, even though it's the truth. Or if you're at work and a coworker comes up to you and says, "My father died," and you turn around and you say, "All parents die," that's true. You're speaking the truth. But at that moment, it's inappropriate. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's not the right thing to say. So if a person comes up to you out of pain and anguish for the things that are happening, and they tell you Black Lives Matter, and you turn around and say all lives matter, yeah, it's the truth, but it's inappropriate and it's hurtful. Think about that.
With that having been said, that's a very good thing to think about. If you haven't subscribed to us and this is the first time that you've seen us, I would ask you all to subscribe. Hit the like button because we're likable.
We're likable. Yes, I like you. Do you like me?
Yes, I like you. I love you. If there's a comment, please leave a comment. We love
if you have
interacting.
Suggestions, right?
Yeah, we always take people's suggestions to heart. As always, I say I love you or we love you.
We love you.
We say take care of each other. Please still be careful. It's almost over. Here in Puerto Rico, we've got some really good numbers, thank God. So, it's almost over. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
But don't let that go to your head.
Don't let
and stop being careful. You still have to be careful.
Yes, and that is because we love you. We want you to be safe.
Yes.
So, as always, we also say thank you for watching. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.
See you.
Peace.